What's up, zoners? This is Tyler, Big Turd Ward, and Jason, the lucky bastard, Utah Bolt, coming at you live, man, from the Fire Coast. We're the Fire Coast, Jason. Woo, fire. And this is the Fantasy Red Zone, man. I've been drinking. Woo. We got our news and brews, man. We got our 2024 award show. I know it's 2025, man, but hey, the fantasy football season was last year. All right? We're going to talk about it, hand out awards, most valuable everything, even shit you never heard of, man. Crazy awards, Jason. Crazy, crazy shit. Hey, before we get into all that, though, this show needs help, man. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers before the NFL season ends, and that's not going to happen without you subscribing right now, man. Also, this is a great football movie, Jason, kind of sometimes, for the first 5 minutes of football movie. Guess it. See if you can. Jason, this show needs help. Please tell the public how they can help this show.
If you guys made it this far and enjoyed two friends talking about fantasy football, then please hit the subscribe, press the like. We'd like the likes. Leave us a comment. Let us know, did we miss any players' awards? Did we miss any players winning certain awards? Let us know in the comments. We're also on the radio on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We also got a Patreon, and we also got a thank you button if you guys feel like leaving a little tips.
So many options, Jason, to help. So many options. Like, subscribe, motherfucker. I'm kidding. I'm not calling you that. Anyways, all right, Jason, let's get into the news. A little bit of news for me. I heard this today, and I was like, man, I wonder if I'm going to be able to get this guy super late, especially if the Ravens could lose this first round versus Pittsburgh without Zay Flowers. Pittsburgh's offense has been terrible for like the last 3 weeks, but still, all right, Pittsburgh plays Baltimore pretty tough, Jason, and Zay Flowers is out. Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew he was out.
But Zay Flowers super late in a draft next year, Jason. I am thinking about it.
Yeah, he will need to go really late now, like really, really late.
Well, dude, he ended the season, Jason, like wide receiver in the top 10 as a top 10 wide receiver. He was like an Amon-Ra St. Brown his rookie year. I thought it was going to carry over. It did not, but man, the value is there next season.
Yeah, Mark Andrews was the difference. Mark Andrews wasn't there last year, here this year.
That's true. I'll give you that, Jason. All right, next up, dude, the Rams playing in Arizona versus Minnesota. So all of the fires, I mean, my parents live in we're from Bakersfield. There's enough pollution. You don't even know you're by the fucking mountains, Jason. So I don't even know if the smoke is affecting that. My wife has had 2 houses burned down, man. There was 100 people that died in the town that her house burned down. I mean, she's lucky to be alive. This shit sucks, dude. You think that I remember going to, I got evacuated. I was in Wendy's, man, just watching the flames come towards me. So this shit's real. But yeah, anyways, Jason, no home field advantage for the Rams. Sucks, man, for everybody affected by the fires.
I know, dude. Actually, me and my coworker have a little bet going on, see who's going to win the spread. And I checked it, and I was all, this game is on Monday? Why is it on Monday? That's stupid. No, I hate it. And then I read it. I was like, oh, shit, it's because of the fires.
Fucking A.
But LA isn't home. So I took the over on the spread.
I forgot my dogs are outside. They're barking. Also, Jason, I do want to point out that bulletin board material. Do you remember when Dan Campbell was like, hey, I'll see you in 2 weeks to Kevin O'Connell?
No.
Well, he said that after the game. That's big. That's being posted all over the Rams locker room. All right. So yeah, the Rams, dude, got a lot of Vikings have border headline material against them. They didn't fucking say anything. It was all Dan Campbell 4D chess.
Yeah, good motivation from Dan Campbell. Did you know that Dan Campbell was on the 0-17 Lions?
No, I did not know that. But how many times have they been 0-17?
Once.
Just once?
Yep.
Yeah. Dude, my dogs are going crazy. All right, Jason, Chase and Jefferson, the only players to unanimous first team selections. They had a bet at the beginning of the year who would get more. Can't remember what it was, but I know that Chase won.
Well, yeah, he won in everything. He won the receptions. He won the touchdowns. He won the yards. And he also won in something else, Tyler, and I'll let you know a little bit later on the show. He isn't just the triple crown. He is the quad crown. Not because he has large quads. He might have large quads, but I'm not sure. Haven't looked. He's got a jersey over it half the time.
I got my dog back. All right. Jason, I thought this was funny. Lamar Jackson to change number to 1. I think he's number 8 right now. He wants to change to number 1 if he wins the Super Bowl. He wants to retire number 1 and number 8. I'm like, dude, motherfucker, just do well in the playoffs. Let's not talk about fucking changing your number after the fucking Super Bowl.
He must be a Kobe Bryant fan.
Kobe Bryant, number 8, was one of my favorite players of all time, and then he went and did the shit.
Favorite players of all time. Yeah.
That's when he was good. And then the motherfucker came out and had to shoot 50 times for 20 points, Jason. Anyways, moving forward. Lamar, okay, lastly, Jason, Deshaun Watson blows out his Achilles again. I have never heard of this. I work with a Browns fan. She was pumped. I was like, yeah. He won't even play next year. They've got the number 2 overall draft pick. I mean, Shedeur Sanders probably will not go there because they don't want his ass. Cam Ward, my brother from another mother, Jason, is one of the top draft picks there. So, yeah. Dude, motherfucking Deshaun Watson may never play football again.
Jameis Winston time, baby.
He won. I reported that he won. I reported, Jason. I researched that somebody else reported. He wants to stay there. All right. It's the Browns want him gone. My wife just left work, so we got 20 minutes before shit goes down.
But they're saying there's a chance he might not play for the rest of the season. But according to Aaron Rodgers, he was ready to come back from his after 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, I know, dude, but I've never heard of anybody blowing out twice, man. I thought that shit was crazy.
Was it all
right, man?
So it was the same one too. I was wondering that.
I think it is.
Okay.
Are you ready to get into this, Jason?
Some weak ankles. Yeah.
I'm going to share this. Oh wait, that's my. Can you see what I'm doing?
Yeah, you got the news up.
I got the news. I'm gonna delete this. How about this? Well, if I delete that, then it's gonna show a lot more. All right, okay, we're staying with the Rookie of the Year, Jason. All right, that's our first thing. Rookie of the Year. So we always, dude, for the last, I don't even know, man, 4 years, I've been hitting up rookies late. Draft all the top rookies as high as I can get them. And then Brock Bowers, Jason, was on my radar. Jaden Daniels was on your radar. Brian BTJ, I was like, he's just a rookie. Christian Kirk's going to be a fucking wide receiver 1. Christian Kirk was there. That's why I did not really believe in Brian Thomas Jr., but I was really wrong, man, on that. So these are the 3 rookies that we're looking at. Can you think of any other?
That we were looking at?
No, that have the potential to, win Rookie of the Year this year.
Oh, no. Maybe Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, Malik Neighbors is there, but these guys, Brian Thomas Jr. beats out Malik Neighbors every time. So that's why I didn't even put him on there. I guess I could have put him on there as people that show up, they can wear a fucking suit and show up to the award show, right?
Right.
So Brock Bowers, Jason, was tight end 1. This fool was raw on 19.1% of championship teams. I did not tell you, Jason. This data just came out 3 days ago, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think I saw it on our thing.
Well, shit. All right. The playoff information came out, but the championship information just came out. So I was thinking, hey, man, if we're looking at who did the best, we got to look at who won you a championship. Brock Bowers, Jason, tight end 1, so number 1 at his position. His ADP was super low. I drafted him after I saw how they use him in the preseason. They didn't even use him like that. They used him like a fucking normal tight end. In the preseason, they used him as a running back, a wide receiver, and a tight end. But yeah, tight end 1, Jason almost set records. League winner. I did not win my league, so I feel cheated out. But that's who I'm going to vote for. I'm going to vote for Brock Bowers because as how low you got him. And BTJ as well, Jason, I think deserves. All these guys were not super high draft picks. But I think Brock Bowers was the lowest, and he was number 1 at his position. And he had and he was rostered by the highest thing. But I've talked about this. The way you win a championship, every single year, the most common players rostered are low tight ends that were drafted that ended up being really good for you. So if you hit on a late tight end, it gives you a really good odds to win a championship.
Yeah, and that's why I probably think Brock Bowers is the rookie of the year, at least for fantasy football, because he went in the 10th round, and he was 4 receptions short from the all-time rookie reception record in receptions in a year.
Also, I am getting his Don Russ rookie retro card. Check it out. It's pretty badass. $10, Jason, I spent on that to commemorate my season. All right.
And he was.
Do we have any chats? We got chats?
No. And he has
right.
10 games this season. He scored over expected points, so that's pretty damn good too.
Oh, we got chats, dog.
And he achieved this with Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell. Plus, you got a guy.
Why does it say there's stat? Why does it say there's I guess there isn't. It's just whisper background.
No, it's Corion says cheers, and I said cheers, champ.
Oh, dude, Corion, you're coming up. Stick around, Corion, because you're coming up. You will be getting your trophy soon. I showed it to Jason. Jason's like, holy shit, that's badass. I need to go on there to Carter Mario. I was trying to send her a trophy, but we'll see if they give me their address. All right, man. Next up, waiver wire pickup of the year.
Oh, damn. We're doing that. Okay.
What are you thinking?
No, I was like, so we're just chilling?
We're just chilling?
No, I mean, sorry. Yeah. Go on.
Okay. Waiver wire pickup of the year. We're not fucking chilling, dude. I'm anything but fucking chill, right? Woo, butt fucking. I'll drink to that. Sam Darnold, Jason. I picked him up off of the waivers. Ended up as QB9. I think I dropped his ass after a couple bad games, and then he started doing well again. 12.7% rostered on championship teams. So, hey, man, he won more than 1 out of 10 people championships. Jason, Bucky Irving, man. He was literally, I think he was drafted as ADP was like 181. So you're getting into like, I don't even know, dude. That's 14th, 15th round. I don't know. In 12-man leagues. So he went undrafted, Jason, and he did well for you. You traded for him. What do you have to say about Bucky Irving? Running back 13 on the season, but probably running back 5 since he was a starter.
Yeah, he's probably one of the better trades I've made in years because I traded Jaden Reed for him. I think it was until, I don't know, did I put down the stat for this? Like since week 6. So, he started the season as a backup and he didn't score over 15 points until week 6. So week 6 is when he really took off. But in the championship, he averaged 18 points a game, and that's with a game they had 2 points in because of an injury.
So speaking of which, Jason, he has the highest percentage of, he was rostered by 19.3% of championship teams. That is the 4th highest rate. So yeah, dude, this motherfucker was amazing. So I am, and then we'll just talk about Juwan Jennings, Jason. I missed out. Your dad bid more than me, I'm pretty sure, on him. And then he went on to be amazing. Ended up as wide receiver 24, but he was not even playing that much in the first 6 weeks, maybe something like that. And then Baker Mayfield, I think your dad beat me on him too, Jason. I bid on him as well. I was like, do I want Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield? I'll bid a little on this and a little bit on this. I ended up winning Sam Darnold. I wish I would have got Baker Mayfield, for God's sakes, dude. QB4. Fucking QB4, Jason. 16%, so 16th highest rate as far as on championship teams. And then, Jason, this one's for you, dude. A waiver wire tight end pickup that is tight end number 4 on the season, Jonnu Smith. I mean, dude, come on. How can we beat this? So there's, I don't know where to go here. Bucky Irving, as far as a running back off the waiver wire, I think you have to go there. But Jonnu Smith or Bucky Irving, Jason, that's where I'm leaning.
Yeah, I would definitely take out Juwan Jennings. He didn't really do shit for most of the year.
Well, he took Brock Purdy injuring his elbow was fucked.
I would go Jonnu Smith or Sam Darnold.
All right, so we're landing on Jonnu Smith, says the Bucky Irving owner. Jason, you owned Jonnu Smith and Bucky Irving. I thought I had all the good waiver wire pickups this year. Congratulations to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good, right? All right, man. You ready to get into the busts?
Oh, this one's interesting to do.
So, I have their ADPs this time, Jason, and I've got where they finished. So, Deebo Samuel, I traded for him. because I had Kareem Hunt, and I was like, does anybody want to trade for Kareem Hunt? Anybody? Like, I'll give you Debo Samuel. I was like, okay. And then I traded Debo Samuel and ETN for Lad McConkey and Adam Thielen. That was amazing. So, yeah, we capitalized on that. Debo Samuel's been on our bus list for like 3 years, Jason, in a row, as far as like before the season starts. So, yeah, none of us were high on Debo Samuel to begin the year. And wide receiver 44, Jason, this motherfucker was wide receiver 16. He was almost a wide receiver 1 for you. All right? That's how you drafted him. And you can only start. He had one good week in like the last 12 weeks. It was crazy, Jason. Unstartable, landmine. Fuck Debo Samuel.
Yeah, he's one of the wide receivers up here that he has his floor is 0 points. So you don't want that out of your wide receivers. And out of the last, 2 or 3 years, Tyler, it's because his inconsistency. What we talked about this in the past. If he's not getting rushing touchdowns, he's not the player that you want him to be. So you and I both have stayed away from this guy in the drafts.
Jason, this one pissed me off, man. ETN. Running back 35 on the season, man. He was drafted as running back 9. I drafted him in the second round because I was like, I might be able to get Josh Jacobs later. I could not. Jonathan Taylor almost fell to me. Derrick Henry almost fell to me. They both got picked. I'm going to pee my pants. ETN, my fucking worst. I hate ETN.
I was just talking about Debo Samuel's floor being 0. Well, Travis Etienne has a game where it's minus points. So his floor actually lost you points if you started him. If you started him, he gave you a disadvantage in your matchup. And it's crazy too because what do I have here? His backup, Tank Bigsby. So Etienne, he finished as running back 35 with 8 points per game. Tank Bigsby was running back 36. And you got him rounds later.
But the problem is, Jason, is I had Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor and Josh Jacobs. And it's I had to choose the fucking worst possible choice. But I kept on believing in Doug Peterson. I was like, dude, Doug Peterson, man. Doug Peterson. And I thought Etienne was one of those boring picks. I always go for upside, not boring. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do a boring thing. Second round, I'm just going to take him. I thought, the thing I would usually do is take Josh Jacobs like a crazy shit. But I did not do that. I held myself back this year, and I'm a fucking idiot. So, and then, dude, this next guy, Jason, you and I warned against all of the rankings, man. Had this guy as a top 5 quarterback, and you and I were like, dude, does this guy run the ball? Am I missing something? What's going on here? I think people got caught up, Jason. They watched the Madden online. They're like, CJ Stroud's the best quarterback of all time. So, how do you feel about that?
He got some additional weapons, correct? He got Stephon Diggs this year.
I mean, yeah, you're right. You're right.
He had Joe Mixon, Diggs, Nico Collins, Tank Dell. Remember that guy? Dalton Schultz, and guess how many games he scored over 20 points this season?
0.
1.
That's surprising. Was it in Jacksonville?
It probably was. I think it was early in the season.
I was like, fuck.
I mean, the guy was sacked 52 times. That was second most in the season.
I was going to say, dude, his offensive line is what we should have been paying attention to, but I thought we did.
And Bryce Young averaged more points per game than he did.
Dude, Bryce Young's looking like a maniac right now. And, I mean, there's a lot of it's offensive coordinator. A lot of it is offensive line. We knew Carolina had good. We talked about how Carolina's got a better than average offensive and defensive line before the season, Jason. I don't remember talking about the Houston's offensive line.
I think we kind of had an idea that we thought it might be better this year.
No, dude, it was in Jacksonville. Yeah, it was versus Jacksonville at home. Because I remember last year, I was like, dude, there was a huge shootout with Jacksonville. He had 40 points.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. Everyone did pretty well against Jacksonville. But thing is, he played against Jacksonville twice, right? How do you do the other game?
So CJ Stroud, Jason, next year, I mean, it depends on how their offensive line, their offseason goes. But yeah, dude, I'll draft him, but he's not Joe Burrow just yet. He's not going to be a pocket passer that can just fucking win you a league just yet. I bet you, yeah, dude. Because like, did you watch any of that competitive Madden, Jason?
No, I used to back in the day. But
Dude, they all had C.J. Stroud as a quarterback because he was like the most accurate passer with power.
Man,
Then Christian McCaffrey. I mean, I don't know how you. I mean, I almost throw him out because that's such a fucking weird situation. I want somebody that plays and just does terrible. I don't want to just pick somebody that was injured, didn't tell anybody they were injured, and then never fucking played.
well, that's the thing, man.
That's the problem, is that he was injured and we did not know it. Like, they should have fucking told people, man.
He's a liar, and he betrayed us. That right there makes me want to just bust him up in the ear.
I mean, running back 69, I don't know how you get lower than that, dude. And then he got injured again, and then he got injured again. So
yeah, he didn't play till what, like week 12, and then he only played 4 games, and he averaged 12 points a game.
And then, dude, I put out my rankings, Jason, my top 25 for next year, and they're like, I'll pick up Christian McCaffrey before all these fools. It's like, dude, I hope you're in my fucking league.
I hope you're in my league, yeah.
You're fucking, what the fuck? So, yeah. Christian McCaffrey, Jason, that's obvious. And then Cooper Kupp, Jason, I was ready to trade everything for him when Puka Nacua was gone. He got like 20 targets in a game. But that was one game, and he got injured that game. He didn't come back for like a month, and it was never the same after that. So, yeah, dude, he ended up as not even a flex, Jason, wide receiver 38, and he was drafted as wide receiver 22. I thought he was drafted higher than wide receiver 22, but I guess Puka went so high, he was still drafted as a number 2 wide receiver. And the thing about Kupp was he had so much, but we ranked him high, dude, so much because he had the potential, but it never just came to fruition in the second half of the season. So he cost people a lot of games in the second half of the season.
Yeah, he did have like 4 games over 20 points. He had 1 game over 30, but I think it was week 14 where he scored 20 points. And then the following week, he got you that fat 0 in the first week of the playoffs. And everybody started him. We saw it on the comments. We heard it, Tyler. I bet you heard it on your talk radio shows. And everybody starting Cooper Kupp and how everyone was pissed that he got 0 points in that game against the 49ers. It was like raining that Thursday night. First round in the playoffs, dude.
All right, man. And then next up, let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah, Tyreek Hill. I drafted him in our listener league, Jason. I thought Tyreek, I actually ranked him as the wide receiver 1 this season, dude. I thought it was amazing. My wife just got home. It says she did, at least. I've got this app, man. Tracks me everywhere. It's crazy. But yeah, Tyreek Hill, Jason. How do you feel about Tyreek Hill being the bust of the year?
I think it's either going to have to be him or like CMC. But if we're not going to do one or talk about one,
because it's like throwing away your first round pick.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about some comparisons real quick. Is that Tyreek Hill in 2023 had 23 points per game. He had 10 games over 20 points, which is fucking amazing. And in total points, he scored 160 more total points in 2023 than 2024. And in 2024, his points per game was 12. So he went from 23 to 12. I think he only had 3 games over 20 points in 2024. He had 10 in 2023. And then, like I said, 160 points difference from each year. I mean, and you got this guy in the top 3, top 2 picks. He didn't win you your leagues this year, bro.
He has like what 2 1,700-yard seasons in a row, Jason. I'm pretty sure for Miami since coming.
Wasn't it
One
like
second.
Okay, I think it was like the exact amount or pretty close, but he had some numbers where it was like both over like 120 receptions, 110 receptions with like 1,700 yards in both the seasons, and then I'm not even 100% sure if he made 1,000 yards this year. So, but he wants out. Tyler, like you said, fuck him. He wants out.
All right, dog. So Deebo Samuel, I probably have. So me personally, I've got fucking ETN as my bust of the year, Jason. But that's me personally. But looking at this, I see Christian McCaffrey. I see Tyreek Hill because of the first round draft pick. But dude, ETN was second. But Tyreek Hill was literally a waste of a pick, except for I think he was getting like 15, 17 points near the end of the season. So you feel like it's Tyreek Hill or who? Christian
Well,
McCaffrey?
I mean, if we're not going to do Christian McCaffrey because the falsified injury report, then I'm going to go
Tyreek
Tyreek
Hill.
Hill.
Yeah, I feel like that as well, Jason. So as a Tyreek Hill owner, especially in an 8-man league, dude, if you miss on one of your top picks, I don't know how you win an 8-man league, dude. Because the people that win fucking hit on everything, and you're fucked. It's crazy. So yeah, bust of the year, Jason, Tyreek Hill, and I feel okay with that. Next season, I saw that they had a positive meeting, Jason, and he will be back. Do you think he's going to go to the end of the second round, or end of the first round, or top of the second, or where do you think he will go?
I feel like with the talent that we have right now, he can't go in the first. I won't get him in the first. There's no way. The
Would
Dolphins.
you pick Brian Thompson? Who would you rather have, Brian Thomas Jr. or Tyreek Hill?
Neither, I guess. No, I like Brian Thomas Jr. a lot, but my problem with him this year is that they ran out of wide receivers to throw the ball. He was like the
Dude,
last option. So it's
exactly.
that's great and everything, but what's going to happen when Evan Ingram comes back? Evan Ingram
And a new coach, everything,
Yep.
Jason. So
I am afraid about that to get him.
I would like to get BTJ in the fourth. I'm thinking he's going to go in the third, maybe. No.
Yeah, I'll be more comfortable at that time. Yeah.
All right, dog. This is one for you, Jason. Comeback Player of the Year. We got Josh Jacobs as running back 6 this year. I did not realize he was that high, Jason. 15.5% rostered on championship teams. That was 22nd overall, man. So he won people championships. Josh Jacobs, Jason, I pushed a lot. I had him ranked higher than anybody, probably. And I fucking had ETN right ahead of him like an asshole. And yeah, I had them like 2 rounds apart or 1 round apart, and I picked ETN. So I messed up big time. But Josh Jacobs, Jason, he was running back 1 2 years ago overall, I'm pretty sure. And then he fell off a cliff. He's back to the top.
Yeah, because of that number 1 season in 2022, where he finally broke out. He got picked pretty high. And then he was brought back down to reality. He played like shit. I mean, the whole 49ers team was not doing well at that time, right? That's when they had Josh McDaniels. They fired him. And then by the time Antonio Pierce came in, I think he only played a few games and then he got hurt. So, yeah, he was a bust last year, but he made up for it this year, dude. I think he was like top 3 in rushing touchdowns. Number 1 in goal line carries, right, Tyler? Is that what you said?
Yeah, by far. It's fucking crazy. And it's inside the 5-yard line, 10-yard line. Crazy. Jason, I do want to point out when you say gravity, I started rapping. Oh, there goes gravity. Nope, without gravity. I was listening to a song. What song, if you had to say every single lyric or you die, would you put up?
Blink-182, damn it.
Dude, I was thinking about that too. I listened to Sublime Wrong Way the other day on the way to work. I literally recited every lyric. I forgot about Sublime. I've listened to their shit.
Sublime Garden Grove, man.
Dude. I'm trying to think what that song's like. We took a trip to Garden Grove.
Smell like Lou Dog.
Blue Dog in the van. Oh yeah. This ain't no funky reggae party. Okay, I can sing that song too.
At the door.
It gets so real sometimes. All right. Hey man, we're live, motherfucker. Jason, but comeback player of the year. I want to say Drake London because he was my fantasy MVP last season. And look at this asshole. Wide receiver 5 this year. I swear to God, dude, if I name you fantasy MVP, just wait a year and draft him. Pick up DJ Moore next season. Let's see. But yeah, Jason, I got to say Josh Jacobs because he was at the top, went to the bottom, back at the top.
Yes.
I want to say Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow was so fucking good.
That's what I really want to say. So I mean, I was trying. I have the notes, but they're not with me. Josh Jacobs, like points per game went up like by 4. Drake London's points per game went up by 6, but Joe Burrow's points per game went by 7 from 15.
You're right. All right, let's go Joe Burrow. I pushed him in the beginning of the season. I had him in my top 5. Heenup is a top 3. Joe Burrow, I wish you could get him late next year, but you can't. All right. Good luck making CJ Stroud Joe Burrow.
Not anymore.
Because that's what I'm going to try to do.
Yep.
All right, Jason. Kicker of the year. All right. So we got kickers. We got kicker 1. We got kicker 2. We got kicker 3. Aubrey, Jason, for the Cowboys. I'm pretty sure he was the most owned kicker by championship teams. Cameron Dicker. All I saw was Dicker the kicker. People named their fucking teams after that guy, Jason. And then Chris Boswell would get you like 21 points every other game. It was pretty crazy. And then Jake Elliott ended the season as kicker 12, Jason. But he was kicker 1 when it mattered. I think he had 15 points, 19 points, 11 points. This fool averaged like 7 more fantasy points per game more than any other kicker, Jason, during the fantasy football champion playoffs. Yeah. And championship. So because of that, I mean, I stream kickers and I don't give a fuck. I mean, Will Ricard, dude, I'm pretty sure that's what his name is, the kicker for the Vikings. He did well. But hey, Jake Elliott, I'm going to give the nod here. Go check out his fantasy football playoff stats, Jason. Insane. I want a kicker that will win me a championship. Give me Jake Elliott, even though nobody started him.
I think I would have to go with Chris Boswell on this one.
Dude, Chris Boswell was crazy. I don't know. I mean, I know I like Brandon Aubrey, but I was like watching some of the shit. Like, dude, this motherfucker kicked like 8 field goals in a game? Like, how does that even happen? Repeatedly. So I get liking Chris Boswell for the year.
Chris Boswell, I don't know if it was a league record or a franchise record for like most made 50-yard field goals or most like highest percentage in 50-yard field goals. But he told the story of something about like his rookie year. He was about ready to do a kick, and James Harrison stood over him and said, "If you miss this fucking kick, you're washing my back tonight in the shower." So he was like, "Yes, sir." And the next you know, he's like setting records of like the longest, just like how many field goals he made at 50 yards. So I mean, I would do the same thing, bro. I'd be like, Harrison, Mr. Harrison, sir, yes, I will kick it. I will kick it hard. I'll kick it true for you.
I smoke 2 joints at night. I smoke 2 joints in the before I go to work. It makes me feel all right. I smoke 2 joints at time of peace and 2 at time of war. Corion, all right? Corion's chiming in. Also, Kay, what's up, Kay? I wish I had some joints. Woo! I was singing. What was I singing? I don't know. Was I singing "Smoke 2 Joints"? Maybe I was. I can't. Oh, I was singing "Wrong Way." Can't remember what I was singing. Anyways, dude, Corion, we're gonna come up to you in a second, dude. So hold on. I know you've been holding out. Jason, I will go with you, Chris Boswell. All right, I'll go with you, Chris Boswell, because nobody fucking started Jake Elliott, even though I want to go his way. But yeah, Chris Boswell. If you're going with the kicker next year, Jason. The funny thing about this, Jason, Justin Tucker not on this list. We have not done the Kicker of the Year award, but Justin Tucker is the kicker for a long time.
He, if there was like a bust kicker, I guess it would be him for this year.
I actually should have put him on the bus list now that I'm drinking and thinking. Defense of the year, Jason. We got the Broncos, the Vikings, and the Falcons. So Broncos, dude, were great for me in the 8-man league. I can't remember. I picked them up off of waivers, dude, early. They were undrafted. Amazing. Vikings, same thing, but they were unstartable in the second half of the year, dude. They never got more than 10 points in any game in the last 8 games. They got all their points in the first half, but you got to put them on there because a lot of people rode them out that made the championships. And then Jason, dude, Falcons, they were defense 20 to finish a year, dude. They averaged 17 fantasy points a week. Week 15 through 17, for God's sakes. Holy shit. The Falcons were defense number 1 when it mattered the most, and they couldn't stop a fucking cold until then. So nobody started them, but they were amazing. I'm going to go with Broncos as the defense of the year. Are you there, Jason? Let me look.
They didn't do too well in the playoffs, right?
Oh, the Broncos?
Yeah.
No. And like they did all right. I think they had like 11 points, then single digits.
Yeah, what I play. I think I was playing like
It was the Falcons average the Falcons averaged like 6 more points than anybody else.
Which is crazy because they were kind of one of the defenses to go after this year, especially.
They couldn't get sacks. Jason, remember that? They were setting a record on not getting sacks, and they couldn't fucking stop the bat. It was crazy. It's crazy.
Like the lowest pressure rate of the season.
I know.
That defensive line. That's crazy. They turned it around when
I'm going Broncos though, Jason. I gotta go Broncos.
Okay. PS2.
All right, Jason. This one's important, and there's a lot of people to go over here. Then we have our last one, Zoner of the Year, Corion. You better hold on. All right, MVP for the season, Jason. We got Jamar Chase, wide receiver 1. He was 21. So 1 out of every 5 teams plus had Jamar Chase on the roster that won a championship, Jason. So Jamar Chase, he had the second highest. He was on the second. He had the second highest rate of being on a championship team. Jahmyr Gibbs was number 1. We'll go over him in a minute. He was running back 2, 29%. Dude, fucking 29%, Jason. You talked about how nobody's talking about how Jahmyr Gibbs scored 20-plus points every single week of the fantasy playoffs.
25.
25 points, dude. That blew everybody's dicks off last year with Drake London or whoever the fuck it was. Oh, Amon-Ra St. Brown. So, Jahmyr Gibbs, holy shit. Saquon Barkley, Jason, running back 1. I couldn't find PPR. It was not. I don't know if Jahmyr Gibbs was number 1 PPR or not.
He is.
But 15.2% of championship teams had Saquon Barkley. Dude, Lamar Jackson, 20%. So another 1 out of 5 teams plus had Lamar Jackson as their quarterback. Quarterbacks get you so many fucking free points, man. It's crazy. And Lamar Jackson was amazing this year. Jason, Josh Allen was doing that until the fucking playoffs. So the playoffs, he was 34th as far as the highest rate on championship teams. The only 13.2% relative to, Lamar Jackson's 20.8. So Josh Allen had his worst games when it mattered the most. That was terrible. And then Brock Bowers, my only good player, for God's sakes, him and James Conner, 19.1%, the 5th highest rate on the season. I think he was tied actually with Trey McBride, Jason. But Brock Bowers was taken later, so I put him on here. So, yeah, Brock Bowers, serious conversation. Jamar Chase, you chose him in the first round. Jahmyr Gibbs, second-round player, and he fucking crushed everybody, Jason. Who are you thinking right now off the top of your head?
It's tough, dude. Jamar Chase won the Triple Crown. He scored over 400 points. 2 points over 40, or he had 2 games over 40 points with one game. With another game over 55 points. Since week 15, Tyler, he had like no points under 18. No games under 18 points. Fuck, I can't talk. He was also first in yards after catch, Tyler. So he was actually not the Triple Crown, but the Quad Crown. And then Barkley, dude, this was the craziest thing for Saquon Barkley, man. Only 3 games under 10 points this season, but he had 4 30-point games with 1 40-point game. He rushed over 2,000 yards. He was first in carries, averaged 21 carries a game. But when it came to the playoffs, the first week he only scored like 9 points, but he still did decent because he finished the playoffs as running back 8. This one right here, Tyler, this is the one that actually blows my dick off a little bit. It's
So when I saw Jahmyr Gibbs's fucking, I was leaning towards Jamar Chase or Barkley, man, no matter what. Because Saquon Barkley, you and I pushed him, but he still went a little bit later. Same thing with Jamar Chase because of that preseason shit. But Jahmyr Gibbs, Jason, 29%. 1 in 3 people almost owned him in the fantasy that won a championship. I'm going Jahmyr Gibbs.
So the one that blew my dick off was Lamar Jackson. He averaged 25 points per game. He had 14 games over 20 points. His floor, Tyler, so the lowest point total that he got in a week this year was 15 points. He had no game under 15
And quarterbacks are so bad this year, Jason.
41 touchdowns, over 4,000 passing yards.
41 total touchdowns?
No, that was just passing touchdowns.
He had 41 passing touchdowns?
And then
Lamar Jackson, MVP, I got to pee.
And then over 4,000 yards passing. Both of those are career high. 915 rushing yards. And that was number 1 for quarterbacks too. That beat Jaden Daniels, I think, who was number 2. When I was doing this, dude, I was like, how do you, and you got him, like in the 4th or 5th round. It's like, how do you expect anybody to do better than that, man? He didn't have a game lower than 15 points, and he had 14 games over 20 points. That is fucking ridiculous.
Lamar Jackson.
Josh Allen was kind of cool, though, because he just, he's the only player that actually had a passing touchdown and a receiving touchdown on the same play. So that one's kind of cool.
I'm going Lamar, Jason, because I did not believe in Lamar to begin the year with. And so, yeah, I liked Zay Flowers a lot, but I didn't think that Lamar was going to be that great. I thought that Derrick Henry was actually going to hurt him. It helped him. So yeah, I'm fine with going Lamar Jackson because I had so many issues with quarterbacks this season. So yeah, I think that this season in particular, Jason, we all talked about waiting on quarterbacks. We're all going to be reaching for quarterbacks next year, and Lamar Jackson's a big part of that. Lamar Jackson.
Do you think Lamar Jackson might be over Josh Allen for next year for
Hell no, dude. I'm getting Josh Allen next year. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not getting a quarterback in the first 2 rounds. I might get Josh Allen in the 3rd round, but it's probably going to need to be 4th.
So why?
And then I'm gonna wait and get, I don't even know, dude, something Bo Nix late or something.
So why would you get Josh Allen over Lamar Jackson?
Every single year, dude. I mean, Josh Allen's been what, top 2 or 3 for how many years in a row? So Lamar Jackson just seems a little bit less consistent.
Yeah.
Even though his team always has a better roster, so that's all. Zoner of the year, Jason. Jamie Craig is an OG. All right, he's going to start his own football show. He is consistent, but Olaf has been the most consistent, Jason. Olaf was new to begin of the year with. I wish we could have got him into our listener league because he's been amazing. So Olaf, most consistent. We got Corion, consistent, and the listener league winner. He's a huge contributor to the show. So Corion is a huge MVP to me. And then Cart of Mario has a huge edge because they have given us money, Jason. He is an OG and a Patreon. So we got OGs, Jamie Craig and Cart of Mario. I want to say Corion caught on during the offseason of last year, I'm pretty sure. But we have to look at that. Jamie Craig and Cart of Mario, I'm pretty sure were like on the first fucking year. And then Olaf coming in super consistent this year, Jason. Very MVP-ish. So who would you feel like would be the zoner of the year? I will tell you I'm going Corion because he won the listener league, and it's kind of between him and Olaf and Jamie Craig. I don't know, dude. But then Carter Mario has a Patreon as well, so very, very fucking close here. But since he won the league and he always is here, I'm thinking Corion.
Which one has given us the most money?
Carter Mario.
Carter Mario.
Carter Mario out there, zoner of the year. All right, I gotta check our league and see if he sent me an address. The best team all season in our listener league, but Corion whooped some ass, dude, when it came to the playoffs with his team. So Carter Mario, congratulations, zoner of the year. I wish in the future maybe we'll have a T-shirt or something to send out. All right, because Jason's wife is very skillful in arts and crafts and might be able to make that for us.
Is that it, Tyler?
Yeah, that's it. Why?
Because they had some people in the listener league were thinking about, like, we should do a dynasty listener league.
I would love that. If we can get 12 people and people that I actually think that will not just bail on the show, which is like totally fine, but you know, if they want to continue on the show, because I'm not saying like, oh, you need to stay here. But at the same time, if I think that you're actually going to stick around, man, because we need to be friends if we're doing a dynasty show.
See, that's
so I can think that we're already friends with like 4 or 5 listeners, Jason. So I can see that.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I would love to have a listener dynasty show or a league. How do you feel about that, Jason?
Well, I was telling him. I mean, I told him the exact same thing you just said. I was like, KP. The only thing that we need to just make sure of is that we have people who are committed to be in this league for years after years after years. And right now, I
That's the
would say,
problem, Jason. I mean, it's like, hey, man, I mean, I could think of some of the people in our zoners of the year that would do that. But it takes a commitment, you know what I'm saying, for Dynasty.
that's why I think we probably have. I mean, including you and me, we got 7, legit players that will do it. So
Hey, we're going to build this shit, all right? We're going to build this shit.
yeah,
But yeah, we will get once we get 12 people in a Dynasty, I would feel comfortable with that because I don't want any low numbers in a Dynasty league, Jason.
Oh. Corion makes a good point. He says if you do a dynasty league, fees should be paid up to 2 seasons. That's pretty good. That would make them stay.
Oh, damn. See, like Jason and I don't have any experience in Dynasty leagues. All I know is about Shit Dynasty from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Jason.
And I only know Duck.
I think I might have watched one of those shows. They're like, brr, brr, we made these ourselves.
Hey man, we
Anyways.
got flies flying around all around here, dude, but it's okay. We like that stuff.
I don't fucking get it. I don't get it. But whatever. Anyways, hey, Corion, shout out to you. Sorry you got second place to Carter Mario. Carter Mario gave us money, dude. But hey, Corion, also shout out to Corion. Drafted nothing but running backs, won our listener league, has an amazing trophy coming to him soon. It should be there maybe today, maybe in 6 days. Who knows? I need to check my Amazon. And yeah, I'm Carter Mario. I will check my message now and see if you got me your address. But anyways, that is the show. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We will be doing live Friday shows for a while. We might be coming out with a short episode once a week as well, but live Fridays will be consistent. Show up for that, please.
Yes. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
I mean, actually, you just said it, right?
I don't know.
We've gone down to 1 to 2 episodes a week now. Next Friday for show. We'll keep the Fridays going. Got to have a brewski with my best friend, dude. We got to talk shop. That's just how we do it around here. I don't know what we're doing. Are we gonna start doing the ranking series now? Like,
yeah, we'll do quarterback rankings, running back rankings, all those things. Yeah, probably that's what we need to do after the award show, Jason. So
okay.
I'll be doing some deeper cut stuff that if anybody likes that. But for the masses, Jason, it'll probably be our live shows.
All right, sounds good. I'll talk to you guys in those videos. Deuces.
This is the Fantasy Red Zone. This is Tyler Big Turd Ward. This is Jason Lucky Badger Usual. This is the Fantasy Red Zone, and we appreciate you. Oh my god.
Well, my favorite part was singing Sublime with